Hello and welcome to Palace Weekly. I'm your host, Mark Francis. Palace Weekly is a roundup of all these stories presented during the week on Palace Intrigue, our daily show. And for the full stories, please go back and check out those episodes. These are abridged, abbreviated stories just to catch you up in case you didn't have the time to listen to every episode. So the Sussexes made quite the entrance in New York this week, arriving with their signature 4-car motorcade for Meghan's keynote speech at the Time100 Summit. But it wasn't the vehicles that caught everyone's attention. It was the rather telling body language between the Duke and Duchess. Body language expert Judy James offered some rather fascinating insights into the couple's dynamic, noting that Harry appeared to be in full spare mode, essentially scurrying around like his wife's security as she sweeps into the venue like the total star. Not exactly the picture of equal partnership we might expect. Most revealing was the moment Harry reached out to touch his wife, only to be seemingly ignored. As James describes it, Meghan ignores her husband, though, despite the fact that his hand is raised to touch her. The rejection apparently left Harry in what James calls a small body language quandary, resulting in the Prince awkwardly dropping his eyes and fiddling with the back of his pants to avoid being left hanging. One almost feels a twinge of sympathy. Fashion watchers were quick to note Meghan's choice of attire for the event, a $5,000 Ralph Lauren silk linen suit that bore a striking resemblance to an outfit worn by our wonderful Princess of Wales last year. Catherine donned a similar camel ensemble when visiting a youth charity in East London in 2023, though with one significant difference. Meghan opted for the Gen Z-approved oversized fit with notably baggy trousers. The similarity didn't go unnoticed on social media, with one particularly biting comment suggesting that Catherine did it better and her suit was correctly ironed. Others pointed to a pattern, noting this isn't the first time the Duchess has appeared to take style cues from her sister-in-law, with similar coincidences dating back to Meghan's earliest royal appearances. The Duchess of Sussex does find herself at the centre of fresh controversy following claims by a British children's author that Meghan's now abandoned animated Netflix project bore striking similarities to her own literary work. Mel Elliott, author and creator of the character Pearl Power, told the Mail on Sunday that she had sent a formal legal letter, followed by 2 personal notes directly to the Duchess, raising concerns over potential infringement of copyright in relation to Meghan's proposed series Pearl. That show, announced in 2021 as part of the Duke and Duchess's reported £80 million deal with Netflix, was to follow the story of a young girl discovering her inner strength through the example of influential women in history. Meghan was listed as executive producer alongside David Furnish, the husband of Sir Elton John. Royal author Phil Dampier told The Sun, "It's yet another example of how the people around her don't seem to have done their research before she comes out with projects. And there's nothing worse than being accused of plagiarism or of copying other people's work." He added, "These are just schoolboy errors and proper due diligence is not being done." Some are wondering if Meghan's duck video was staged. Meghan had posted a clip to Instagram in which she's seen standing in a white dress at the edge of a path, watching in apparent surprise as a family of ducks waddled across. The video, believed to have been filmed on the Sussexes' Montecito estate, charmed many fans who called it sweet and whimsical. Others, however, were more sceptical. "Someone just happened to be there with a camera. Call me cynical, but," remarked one viewer on X. Another mused, "Someone just happened to be filming at that point in the driveway when both the ducks and Megsy popped out of the undergrowth? Yeah, right, not set up at all." A third added simply, "Who was filming this and where did Meghan get the family of ducks? So many questions that are never answered." In the latest edition of her sinking podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, the Duchess has opened up about the rebranding of her lifestyle venture, explaining why she abandoned the original name, American Riviera Orchard, in favor of As Ever. Speaking with a close friend and hair colorist, Katie Lee, Meghan said, "I had secured As Ever as a name in 2022, and then as everything started to evolve last year, and bringing in a partner the size that it was, it became this word salad. I didn't love that so much." An industry insider commented to Radar Online about Meghan's underwhelming guest lineup, saying, "She's dialed all the big names, but no one's picked up, and the absence of high-profile guests in the lineup is raising eyebrows, especially hers. I mean, she lives in California, and the best she can do is a woman who runs a dating app? Geez. There's no Taylor Swift, no Beyonce, not even a Hailey Bieber. And when you're pitching female empowerment, that's a problem. It speaks volumes for her pulling power. She's not happy about her lack of appeal." Palace Intrigue's podcasting industry insider points out, Lemonada announced this thing, a year ago? They couldn't book one celebrity? I'd be firing people left and right. Apple has already done promoting it. This thing is dead in the water. Prince William's appointing of Jason Knauf, former royal aide and the man who once accused the Duchess of Sussex of bullying, as the new CEO of Earthshot Prize, is seen taking a shot at Harry. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams told Fox News Digital, Prince William's decision to make Jason Knauf the CEO of his most prestigious project will infuriate Harry and Meghan. It's impossible to avoid feeling that this is precisely what William intended. William is clearly showing he doesn't care about what his brother thinks, much less Meghan. The royal rift seems permanent. William revealed his surprise at his father's rather eclectic taste in music after King Charles released a new Apple Music playlist titled The King's Music Room. The compilation spans genres including disco, reggae, and Afro beats, and features artists such as Kylie Minogue, Grace Jones, and Bob Marley. William remarked, "I was expecting a lot of classical music, so I was surprised." The King's playlist, created in collaboration with Apple Music as part of an initiative to highlight joyful sounds from across the Commonwealth, but has clearly struck a different note than many, including his son, might have anticipated. The Duke of Downtime will get in a few days' work next week. William and Kate will mark their 14th wedding anniversary with a return to Scotland, where their story first began, during a 2-day visit to the Isles of Mull and Iona on April 29th and 30th. Their Royal Highnesses, known in Scotland as the Duke and Duchess of Rothesay, will engage with local communities with a focus on social connection and environmental stewardship. The visit carries a special significance as the couple met as students at the University of St Andrews in 2001. It is also personally meaningful to the Prince, who holds the title of Lord of the Isles, an ancient designation once linked to Mull and inherited from his father upon the accession of the king. Meanwhile, William and Kate's decision not to spend Easter with the main clan reportedly raised eyebrows. An insider tells Us Weekly, "This is a big deal. It's royal tradition for the family to attend this together. Everyone understood the family not attending last year when Kate was sick, but there's been a lot of raised eyebrows at the palace about William's decision to skip again this year. It feels like a deliberate move and even a snub." The plans were for the Duke of Downtime to resume royal duties this week following yet another vacation. Both Prince Andrew and Sarah, Duchess of York, were notably absent from the official Easter Sunday photographs shared by the royal family on social media. While Prince Andrew did attend the Easter Matins service at St George's Chapel in Windsor, accompanied by his former wife, neither featured in the carefully curated selection of images posted online. Instead, the photographs highlighted King Charles and Queen Camilla greeting members of the public, joined by senior working royals, including the Princess Royal, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, and James, Earl of Wessex. The accompanying caption on Instagram read, "The King and Queen were joined by other members of the royal family at St George's Chapel in Windsor today for their traditional Easter Matins service." The omission did not go unnoticed. "Where is Andrew? I don't see him in these pictures. I wonder why," queried one social media user. Another remarked, "We will know, even if you didn't post a photo of him, that the Duke of York was present. Why pretend?" Andrew is reportedly getting into gardening. A source tells the Mirror the Duke has been walking around the estate a lot recently, speaking to staff and asking for tips on managing the grounds. The whole place has fallen into disrepair and needs a lot of attention. He's been asking about different kinds of trees and shrubs and whether it would be possible to move or relocate certain trees. He's certainly got a spring in his step and is a lot cheerier of late, which is surprising given everything he has going on. More Palace Weekly in just a moment. A wave of drone activity above Sandringham House has raised an alarm within security circles, prompting the imposition of a year-long no-fly zone over the royal estate in Norfolk. The move comes in the wake of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's recent and highly discreet visit to King Charles, a meeting described by security experts as of huge interest to Russian spies. The drones, which were spotted in the days leading up to Mr. Zelensky's arrival in March, have heightened concerns that Sandringham, long considered a private royal retreat, is now increasingly being used for high-level diplomatic engagements and is therefore a potential target for foreign surveillance. Balmoral Castle, the cherished Scottish retreat of the royal family, is set to welcome visitors once more this summer, following last year's historic opening to the public for the first time in its near 170-year history. A post shared on the castle's official Instagram account reads, "Following the historic opening of the castle's doors in the summer of 2024, for the first time since its completion in 1855, we are once again delighted to offer exclusive private tours guided by our experienced team. Journey through history from Queen Victoria and Prince Albert's purchase of the Balmoral estate to the present day. You'll have the rare opportunity to view a selection of rooms within the castle that are still used by their majesties, the King and Queen, as well as other members of the royal family. The announcement has been warmly received by royal watchers and heritage enthusiasts alike, many of whom were unable to secure tickets during last year's inaugural opening. Buckingham Palace has also announced that Their Majesties the King and Queen will appear on the iconic balcony alongside members of the royal family on May the 5th as part of events marking the 80th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day, the momentous occasion which brought an end to the Second World War on the continent. The royals will be joined by Prime Minister Keir Starmer and veterans of the conflict to observe a military procession and a fly past over the Mall, launching 4 days of commemorative events across the UK. It will be the first gathering on the famous Buckingham Palace balcony since June of 24, when the King and Queen were accompanied by the Prince and Princess of Wales and their children, Prince George, Prince Charlotte, Prince Louis, during Drooping the Colour, the annual birthday celebration of the sovereign. In addition to their public appearance, the King and Queen Camilla will host a tea party at the Palace for veterans and members of the wartime generation. On the 6th of May, Her Majesty will also visit the Tower of London to visit a new installation of ceramic poppies. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice, and leave us a nice review if you're enjoying the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Weekly. Good times.